I should just do it this way because the other way was just so much. Yeah, I know exactly who I am. I know my mission. Like, me a year ago was, she was literally now starting to try to like understand herself because she was looking into BPD. That was like she thing that she had to hold on to because, you know, I don't identify with that anymore. So that is not in my reality. Right? Um, so that where I am today from where I was a year ago, I literally have this documented, you know. I document my life. Like, I didn't even know that would happen. But I see where I was, I see where I am now, and I see where I am going. I know exactly where I am going. I am a tarot reader, natural born witch. Like, things, practices that I was doing, like, was so witchy, and I didn't know. Like, I have my very own personal thing that I just do, like the way how I just set intentions and the way how I learn about it and how I just use it in an organic way. I would look at these self-help videos and stuff, like the ones that are very intellectual, the ones that like matter of fact kind of science shit, like definitely. Alright, scientifically, because I wanted to know the truth, but that's where this whole journey started, was me wanted to know the truth. Um, to be able to not judge myself right now is what I'm trying to do, because I have a lot of things that I've learned from growing up in a belief that if you type it up on the internet, you would see it is categorized as a cult. But I didn't grow up believing it was a cult. I grew up believing it was the only way you treat on the life. Okay? And with that mentality that I adopted, I stayed in that mind trap for years and years and years and years and years. I believe that I was raised by an avoidant attachment style mother and a very, I think my father had BPD, but I think he never see about it. Like, really? He rejected his shadows, so rejecting your shadow, you will become a monster. Because your shadow is meant to be seen and heard, and that's the purpose of it, is there to be loved, right? So you can imagine the abusive childhood I would have had growing up. It would have been a lot of like intense licks and verbal, emotional abuse. I was neglected emotionally. So I I only had one person, that was me and God. And God for me was like, I used to pretend, you know, like I had an imaginary friend, like, and my guides take me through my childhood. They helped me, like they just talk to me and tell me all this stuff, like, you know, they protected me from not being completely traumatized in a way that were like, you know, to help me with the memories and the placements and whatnot, right? So I have a lot of help. I have learned, I grew up in that, and then at age 19 I ended up with this boy, the only boy that I was ever allowed to talk to my parents. I still on the mission. All then I still on the mission to please my parents. Right? my whole life. And I end up with this boy, and they approved, and he was toxic as shit in our relationship. We was talking online, and I left him, and I was going to just live my own life, do my own thing. You know, I was never allowed to wear pants. I decided to go and start to wear pants. I never get to pair smears. I decided to go and pair smears. I never get to cut my hair. I went and cut my hair. You know, I started to like kind of come out of it a little bit and express a little bit, let myself. And then it was like, if you want to go Guyana, go Guyana. We'll send you Guyana. So I was like, all right, okay, I'm going to get to travel. All right, I'm going to play by myself. Okay, this is a good opportunity for me. So, bitch, I went. Now, when I go on now, on the, and I reach over there, them have them plan to like put me back into this thing, right? Make me do things and thing. The same thing. I leave, I go on back. The same thing, guys. Next thing you know, I don't know what kind of thing they was doing, but they manipulate me so bad. I was like, I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna go. Me and this boy gonna go because I had nobody at all, and I just did not want to stay in that anymore. So I was gonna run away with this boy, and I was like, no, we got married earlier. We got married earlier. The whole wedding, like after I make that decision. After I make that decision, like, I just leave him, and now you're telling me I'm going to hold a wedding, an entire wedding for you. Craving of love and acceptance is going to be throwing a big party, and all eyes are gonna be on you. You're gonna dress up nice. You're gonna get pictures. You're gonna live happy. They literally made me a whole little home. Sent all my stuff over to Guyana. And the fridge, stove, bed, living room, everything was set. I was 90. I was 19 years old. 19. I didn't understand what love was. I didn't understand what I was doing. I didn't know what marriage meant. I went, they carried me to sign papers, documents. And the thing is, I was now starting to figure out that I had depression and that something was off, right? So I got married at 19. And I felt trapped. Like I couldn't do anything about this decision that I made. Now is for life. I have to stay here. The guilt and the shame, like there was no other way. I can't leave anymore because nobody leaves their partner in this family. If they do, they are ostracized. They're basically telling me if I stay, I stay all in. If I leave, it's my fault. Okay. So I stayed, and I decided that I was going to learn everything I could possibly learn about what is going on with me. Like, I started off by looking at the psychology videos, then philosophy videos, because everything I knew was stripped away from me. Everything. And I was like, if there isn't love, if this is what love is, I don't want to be here. It was just this thing, reoccurring thing in my head. I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. And not home by my parents, but just home. I know there was a home. I allowed the marriage to go on for 4 years. I gave my all. I put my all into it, even though my heart wasn't there. I still showed up because of my guilt, because I wanted to still be accepted by my parents. I still wanted them to love me, and we just kept getting further and further apart. I started getting more and more depressed, suicidal. It was just one big mess. And then I ended up on a journey of awakening. One stage after the next stage after the next stage, until I'm here now, where I'm stepping into my authenticity. My relationships are being shed. I am no longer with my ex anymore. We are separated because I'm honest now, and I'm not going to manipulate him into thinking that I'm okay with this anymore. It's real. I'm not okay with all of this. I'm not. But I'm so proud of myself for noticing this, for knowing what is going on. And I'm learned so much, learned about myself, how to feel, how to know what is going on. Like, I didn't know all of this was going on. This is like a new perspective that I'm seeing, or that I'm maturing and growing up and seeing what really happened to me in my childhood, growing up in with my marriage when I was 19. I'm 23 now. I'm still young. And I am not planning. I'm very, very ambitious. And I am not planning to sit down here in a marriage that's not going to work. That there's no love. That there's nothing. Like, I'm not seen. You know, it's just like a give back kind of thing. Like, I can't live like that. No, I deserve more, because I love myself more now, and I care for myself, and I looked at myself, and I have compassion for myself, and I heal myself. So actually, I can't get caught up in them kind of thing anymore, because it's not there inside me anymore. It can't be reflected out. So yeah, I think for me, with the whole weed thing, like, I kind of have this story I've been telling myself, and it has been very hard on me. Like, I'm now finding this perspective to heal it, to heal a part of myself. So, like, the weed just, it's just like this thing, this cover, a blanket. Like, I feel a lot lonely, even though I have 3 guides that are so cool. 3 guides, 3 major, cool. I love them to death. They're always there with me, always protected me. And that is how I have the courage. I have them, and I have my best friend who's always by my, like, not like, I'm here to save you kind of thing, but I literally have this. I have PCOS, right? I don't ever say I have PCOS, because I don't accept that on me, and it does not bother me. It's not in my vicinity. But Like if I tell you like why I have this, is because like my body, that's just how it is work, okay? So that's natural. um yeah, so I know what I am. I am a natural born witch and a tarot reader, and I'm here to support people because I put a lot of my karma up in front of my life. I believe that. And now that I'm this young and could know all of this, have all of this wisdom, witch meaning wise, okay? So don't get tied up, you know. The word witch means wise, okay? That is all it means. And the reason why I adopt that is because it's a freeing thing for me. It's a self-discovery and help and support. It's so beautiful. So anybody who's scared of the word, it's just because you're not aware of what it means or what it really is. You're just aware of the surface level. And that's okay. You know, if you don't want to get into that, that is fine. But anybody on my channel, I'll just know that for me, which means wise, it gives me a sense of freedom, a sense of identity, and it helps me to know who I am. Like, you know, I haven't learned to read tarots yet, right? But I know that is what I am. That's what I'm gonna do, because I made a bunch of oracle cards to myself, and I've been using that, and I know I get messages from those cards, so I know I could work with tarot because I know how to channel the messages through the cards to fill that storyline. So like I know that is what I am here to do, that that with sharing that with the world. And I also want to develop the way I speak, so I can speak things, channel things in a way that I can actually do speeches and live events and like sold out events. Like I really want to help people in person too. So there's a lot of me to heal before that can happen. And this is my update video, I guess. After all this I talk about, it had to be my update video after like a year, you know? Like last year was a different, that wasn't me. Like now, that is not me now. I don't identify to anything that person identified with, okay? That is just a past version of me. And with that version, I have now upgraded to this version. And my future version, hello, because I know you're coming. I know you're there. How much money you have in your bank account? So, I'm now a single, independent woman. And I am proud of myself for taking a step into my power, for being brave, and for actually doing the shadow work that I needed to do in order to heal. And I need to find more compassion for myself more, because of, you know, the addiction that I have, and I know that I have. I need to acknowledge it in order for it to be there for me, so that I could deal with it. You know, I don't want to sweep it under the rug anymore. It's really hard. And I really think that I need that support. But I'm having a lot of support by going to the CCA meetings, and going to that group has been such a wonderful thing for me to be expressive in who I really am and be accepted for that. Surrounded by people like me, it is beautiful, you know. I don't have to be stuck in my little cage anymore. By the way, if I'll just explain this wall. This wall here is my shadow wall. It's like a lot of things, like negative things that I feel, that I put there in art to know that it's okay to feel those things. It's all right. It's all a part of the process of art, you know. And this is more like a loving. Well, when I'm going to cook weed, I plan to remove this part of the painting here, and I'll like put a different thing, because that's like my God right now, apparent. Like, like it's like I serve in that symbol in a way, because yeah, it's not scary. It's just how I think. It's like you're genuine and I believe in you. It's okay to feel and then have Hello Kitty, let go of let go of expectations, be all that you fully are. Surrender your heart to love. You did your best, and I'm proud of you. Nothing to prove. World peace. I love me, and I also have the Basha symbol right where I sleep, because I like to channel like any help, healing messages, downloads, anything that comes from the Start Civilization. I would really, really, I'm open to it. I'm a alien geek. I love things to do with aliens, and they're not aliens, they're extraterrestrials. They're just like higher dimensional beings also. Like, I want to be able to be a conduit for those beings. I love the messages that they have. They're messages of love, and I love it. And this is who I am now. I am a girl. I'm gonna set boundaries everywhere I go, because I am not willing to accept anything less for what I know what I deserve. So yeah. I don't even know which channel to put this on, if to even post this yet, or when to post this, but this was this was recorded the 16th of September 2023. So whenever you're seeing this is whenever I had the courage to post this, or whenever the news comes out that I am separated from my ex. Whenever that happens, because I don't want people my parents to know currently right now, considering the way how they just see things. Like, I don't want pressure, and I view them as pressure. Because it's so hard. Like, it's like so much thing I gotta do, perfectionism and all these things, and no satisfaction for no. Anyways, that's a different story. I basically don't want no pressure on my head, so I'm not telling people. I want to heal, recover, have a game plan, do the CCA thing, let my birthday pass, I don't know, maybe a couple months, really be okay. Like, right now I'm living in the back room here. It's really, really adorable. Like, the way how I have everything set up. I even did it. Like, there's so much art. There's even outside my window is a wait, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's literally a lovely coconut tree, right? Palm tree, coconut tree. It's a coconut tree outside. So nice. And I even have this thing here. This is so pretty. Like, I love my room so much. And I even have my bookshelf and stuff, and my art shelf. And I'm listening to tarot, waiting for my class to start. I'm gonna start reading this book. I have this next one here too, because this is what I need. I need to learn my time. So yeah, I have two hot guys besides me. Okay. Anyways, that's my update. I'm gonna go. Put my computer to charge, and go to class, take notes, do my homework, or rest first, and try not to beat up myself too much. okay, goodbye to me is the past version of myself, because every moment I create a new version of who I am. Follow your excitement. Create, because that's what we're here for. Create your unique self-expression. And breathe.